We're gonna do my beauty favorite of 2015. It was kind of tough picking my top favorites, even though I do have a lot of things right here. They were like my top picks, the things that I use in the regular basis. Also guys, Happy New Year. Hopefully this new upcoming year is gonna be a great one for you. I have planned many good things for this new year, so hopefully you and I can accomplish everything that we desire on this year. So let's get started with my beauty favorites. So I'm actually gonna start with skincare. So this is the Philosophy Purity cleanser. So as you can see, my bottle is almost empty, so I use this as a facial cleanser. This actually is pretty good for sensitive skin and really all type of skins, but it's actually really soft and delicate for all type of skin. It doesn't irritate my skin, and it removes all the makeup. So this one is Purity by One Step Facial Cleanser. This is what I use in the regular basis. I also exfoliate with this brush. This one is the Olay Professionals. So this spin brush to get all the dead skins out. Pretty good brush. I did try the Clarisonic, but to be honest with you, I didn't thought it was worth the price. This little brush works just as fine. So I use it along with this when I wash my face every day. I don't use this every day. However, I do use the cleanser every day. I use this about 3 times per week. The next thing is my moisturizer. This is actually my day moisturizer. It's from Mario Badescu, and it's the collagen moisture with SPF 15. So this is what I apply pretty much every day, along with this eye cream. So this one is the Thomas Peterson Intense Mega Rich Intense Anti-Aging Eye Cream. So I actually use this in the morning and also at night. My under eye area is kind of dry, so I actually put little dots in the orbital bone, I believe it's called. So I actually put little dots in the morning and at night, and at night I also use it in my eyelids, so to get a little moisture when I'm gonna go to bed. So really good cream. The next thing that I'm gonna be talking to you guys about is hair products. I don't have that many hair products, but my favorite products actually that I discovered this year is dry shampoo. Loved it. My favorite brand for dry shampoo is the Tresemme Fresh Start New Volume No Visible Residue. So it's actually invisible dry shampoo. It doesn't leave any white residue. Really like that, and it smells actually pretty good. I also tried the Batista, but I didn't like it as much, so I prefer this one. The Batiste actually leaves me like a white cast, and I actually don't like it, so I actually prefer this one, the Tresemme. I'm actually gonna leave everything in that I'm talking about here in the description bar. Next product is like antifreeze and shine spray. Is from Smooth and Sexy Hair. So it's actually this spray right here. Usually the way I use it is after I actually blow dry my hair. If I want to add like a little shine to my hair, I spray it on my hair, where it works really wonderful. It makes your hair really shiny, and it doesn't leave it like a greasy sensation. So pretty good. Next category that I'm gonna be talking to you about is eyeshadow. I actually had a hard time narrowing my favorite shadows, but I actually pick the one that I use in the regular basis, and I always tend to kind of gravitate to probably the same shadows all the time. But my favorite palette, one of my favorite palettes is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. This shadow smells so good. It smells like chocolate, but also those are, you know, kind of my kind of shades. I tend to stay in the neutral family, and these shadows are actually really creamy. They blend really well, and they don't have a lot of fallout. So this is one of the reasons I love these shadows. Next palette that I actually use a lot, and it's one of my favorite palettes, is from Morphe Brushes. It's the 35W, and it's this one right here. Again, it has almost the same, you know, neutral colors. I really like it. One of the shadows that I use the most is actually this one right here. This kind of like mustardy, like brick type of color. The textures from these shadows are also really creamy. They don't have a lot of fallout either, and they actually are very pigmented. So this is one of my favorite colors as well. Next shadows are from Makeup Geek. So some of my favorite shadows from there are Cocoa Bear. Actually is like a reddish brown color. It's kind of like a warm colors. I really like this shadow a lot. Next shadow that I really use in the regular basis, I use it actually in most of my tutorials as my transitional color, is Creme Brulee. Is this shadow right here. It's actually look like this. So it's kind of like a really light brown, and it's really great for like a transitional color. So this is one of my favorite shadows too. And the next one is also from Makeup Geek. Is Chima which is like a shimmery shade. Is this one right here. I actually hit pan on it. So this is one of my most used shadows. I actually use it for my lid when I want to do like a natural look for my lid, and I actually sometimes use it as a highlight to highlight my brow bone or my inner corner. So I do use this shadow a lot. Now that we're talking about eyes, also I love priming my eyes. In most of my tutorials I use the Painterly Pro Longwear paint pad, this one, or from MAC, or I use the NYX eyeshadow base, this one. So my high-end is the MAC one, and my drugstore is the NYX. So I love them both equally. So in my tutorials I usually use pretty much the first one that I see in my drawer. So if I see this one first, I use this one. If I see this one, I use this one. I actually like them both. Alright, let's move this along since we're staying on the eyes. For my brows, usually in the regular basis I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is actually recent discovery. Really like this pencil in the shade Chocolate. So I actually discovered this in the month, I believe in the month of November, if I'm not mistaken, and I loved it. And this is what I've been using in the regular basis and this is what I have in my eyebrow right now. I don't have that much makeup right now. I just came from the gym and I decided actually to do this tutorial. So yeah, so this is what I've been using in the regular basis for my brows in the shade Chocolate. Really like it. I really like the consistency of the pen, and I like it that it has a spoolie on the end and you don't need to reach for something else. So this is really great. I also really like from Anastasia the deep brow pomade in the shade soft brown. I couldn't find it right now, but I do want to mention it. I don't know where it went. I was trying to look for it, so hopefully I didn't lose it. But yeah, pretty good brow products. But the deep pomade, I actually use it when I want to do like a more dramatic eye, not for the everyday type of look. Another product from Anastasia that I do use in the regular basis, whether I do a natural eye, whether I do a dramatic eye, every time that I do my eyebrows, I must use this product. So it's pretty much, it's the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in brunette. So you can tell I had to buy another one, but this is it. So this is a tinted brow gel that keeps your brows in place. So this one I use every day no matter what. The next product is actually another one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Is this brush. So it's the number 7, and this is my favorite brow brush type of thing. So I use it in the regular basis. And continue with the brow. If I don't have time and I'm in a really rush, I actually use this brow kit from Milani. It has let me open it. It has 3 shades: the dark shade, middle shade, and a highlighter. Really good. So this one is the Brow Fix Brow Kit from Milani. Very inexpensive and good powder for your brows. What else? Next thing is we're gonna do primers. So some of my favorite primers are these Photo Finish Primer Water from Smashbox. So it actually really help you to hydrate your skin, and I feel like it closes my pores. So I use this for my primer along with my Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer Pore Minimizer. So this is what I usually use. Then for my concealers, my favorite top 2 is my Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. You can see that I use it every day. I actually go through one of these every probably 2 to 3 months. So mine is almost over, and I'm in the color Neutralizer. My next favorite concealer is the Naked Weightless Complexion Coverage, the Naked Skin from Urban Decay, which is this one right here in the shade Light Warm. I guess this is the color. Pretty good concealer. It doesn't cake up. Pretty easy to blend. So my favorite concealers. Next, this is an eye pencil that I actually use in the regular basis. I'm not too crazy about black for my waterline, so most of the times I use this pencil, and it's from Sephora. So it's like a brown creamy pencil. It looks like that. So this is what I actually use for my waterline, and it's called in the color 12 Cappuccino. So it's from Sephora. So next, I'm gonna continue with foundations. In the regular basis, when I'm not doing like a heavy makeup, everyday makeup, I actually don't use foundation. I use like a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream. So my favorite tinted moisturizer is the tinted moisturizer from Laura Mercier. So this is actually pretty light tinted moisturizer. It does have coverage, some coverage, but it's not like cake face or anything like that, or really heavy makeup. It's more like light for a light every day, and also leaves your skin very moisturized. So yeah, this is one of my favorite tinted moisturizer, the one from Tinted Moisturizer, oil free, from Laura Mercier, and it has SPF of 20, and I'm in the color nude. The next one that I also use in a regular basis is a BB cream, the Magic Skin Beautifier BB cream in the shade medium. It looks like this. And again, it's a medium kind of coverage. It helps prime, corrects, hydrate, and perfect any flaws that you might have in your skin. I use it every day, pretty good. Also leave your skin pretty glowy, and it covers, it has a medium coverage. It's not too heavy, but it's also not too light. So this one is pretty good. Foundation, this has been some of my favorite foundation for the year, and this is one what I use the most of the times, is the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. And it's actually pretty good foundation. The coverage is not full coverage, but it's buildable, so that's what I like about it. You don't need as many pumps of this, so you use only a few pumps, and it actually leaves your skin very flawless, and it looks really healthy and moisturized. Next foundation is the Matte and Poreless, the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Pretty great foundation. It's actually pretty affordable. This foundation actually is buildable as well. It's medium coverage. This one is for normal to oily skin. Pretty good foundation, buildable color. It leaves your skin flawless. Pretty good foundation for every day, or even if you wanna do a glam look with this foundation. Great foundation. One of my favorite foundation. It actually replaced one of the other foundation that I used to use all the time from the drugstore. What was the name of that foundation? I'll look it up later, and I leave in the description bar, but I cannot think of the name. But the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, pretty good foundation. Now I'm gonna go with face powders and setting powders and all that kind of stuff. This is actually my favorite of all times, and I haven't found a good drugstore setting powder, like a powder. So this is the powder that I use for my face all the time. I love them. I haven't really found drugstore for these. This one is the MAC Medium Plus Mineralized Skin Finish. Pretty good powder. It leaves your skin flawless again. It gives it a little shine, which I like it. Most of the face powder that I have tried from the drugstore kind of leave me like pretty dull and my skin looks dry. This doesn't do that. So this is why I love them. I haven't found a replacement. If you have a good powder, drugstore powder that you would like me maybe to try and recommend, maybe let me know in the description bar and I would give it a try. But this is my best face powder. Also, another product from MAC that I love, and I use in, I think, most of my tutorials, if not all, is the Give Me Sun. It's a bronzer. Give Me Sun mineralized skin finish. So this is one of my favorite bronzer. This color right here, and again, I use it every day to bronze up my face. Sometimes I use it as a shadow, and it's really blendable. It doesn't leave you any streaks. It's easy to blend. Pretty good powder. And this one is from MAC too. Next product are pretty much setting powders. I use this for baking or for under my eyes. So the first one that I'm gonna show you is the NYX HD finishing powder, and this one is in the banana shade. So again, these ones are, the consistency of this is pretty soft, and it's pretty blendable. So this one, actually, I use it for under my eyes almost every day. So pretty good, pretty affordable, pretty blendable. It's actually pigmented, so it's actually pretty good. Great for your under eye. This is what I use the most. The next setting powder that I love is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So pretty good translucent powder. I use it for baking under my eyes. This powder I use it more when I'm doing like more glam look. I don't use this every day or for baking or to clean up my highlight, my contour. So I use this for under my eyes. I leave it there for when I'm baking my under eyes, and also to clean up my contour. I don't use it every day because it's a little pricey, but I use it when I want to do like a more glam look or more well together look. Pretty good setting powder, translucent powder, setting powder, same thing. Next powder bronzer is from NYX, and it's the matte bronzer in the shade Deep Tan. So if I don't use my Give Me Some from MAC, I tend to use this, which pretty much almost is the same shade. So it's a pretty good powder. I also use this for contour. It's a little bit actually darker than my Give Me Sun, so I use this for contour, or I can use it as a bronzer in the regular basis. So pretty good bronzer, inexpensive, blends well, the color is good. So next thing that I'm gonna talk about is blushes. My blushes, my favorite brushes, all these three shades actually are from Milani. So the first shade that I love is called Red Vino in the shade 09. So this kind of like a wine. Vino means wine in Spanish, so it's like a wine type of color. This one is a little bit shimmery, but you cannot really tell when you put it on your face. It's not too shimmery, so it's like a wine type of color, like a reddish color. Pretty good. They blend really well. They really blend very well. Next shade is, most of the YouTubers actually use this blush, is the Luminoso. Love it. It's almost an everyday blush. It's kind of like what, like a pinkish, and it has some, yeah, like a pinkish type of color. Very good blush. The next one has more more pinkish than the other one, and it has more I guess like shimmery sparks. This one is in Carolina. in the shade 09, again from Milani. Now that we're talking about cheeks products, also one of my favorite highlighters of the whole entire year, it has been the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop from Jaclyn Hill. Love this highlighter. I use it almost every day, and I'm about to hit pan, which I'm pretty sad about, but love this highlighter from Becca Cosmetics and Champagne Pop. Loved it. Use it almost every day, and it's very blendable. The color is just perfect. I put it on my cheekbones, my nose. Sometimes I use it as a highlighter for my brow bone and my inner, right here, this inner corner to highlight, and I use it in my cupid's bow. So pretty good highlighter. Blends really well, and it goes pretty much with any look that you want to go to. Mascara, I've been using this is one of my favorite mascara. I've been using it for a little while. Is the Miss Manga. So right here. Now that we're talking about eyes again, favorite lashes are Demi Wispies from Ardell. So I usually get the 5-pack because they're more inexpensive that way. Also, I love the Duo adhesive. I usually use the clear, since in my regular basis I don't tend to do wing liner, and I really don't like black adhesive, so usually tend to go for the clear one. Also, since we're talking about liner, where did it go? Here, I found it. Like I was saying, I don't tend to do liner, like a wing liner in most of my looks. But if I do, the only liner that I usually use is the NYX liquid black liner. Loved it. For those people who are not really good at wing liner like me, I struggle. I think that's why I don't tend to do it in my looks, but when I do, this is what I do. So it looks kind of like the tip looks like this. It's pretty easy to work with. I have tried a lot, and this is the one that I like the most. So again, this one is the NYX liquid liner. So now I'm gonna talk to you about my favorite brushes. Some of my favorite brushes, I'm not really gonna go into much details. I'll leave all the brushes listed in the description bar because there are a few, but these ones are my most used brushes, so I leave all the brushes with the numbers down in the description bar. So I do have a few blending brushes from Morphe. Some of the brushes are, some of my favorite brushes from Morphe are the N433, M139, so they're all blending brushes, N441, S21. I have a few more brushes from Morphe. Again, I leave all the details in the description bar. This fun brush also from Morphe. Other brushes that I actually really like are from Real Techniques. So this one is the one that I use for my powder. I use this every day for my powder. For my Skin Finish Medium Plus powder. This one is the powder brush from Real Techniques. I like it because it's fluffy, it's soft, so I use this every day. For my bronzer, again from Real Techniques, also I use this dual fiber face brush. I like it again because it's very soft and then it's pretty big, so I use it for my bronzer every day. Pretty good brush from Real Techniques. And for this is also a real technique. It's a sculpting brush. This brush is great. I actually use it for my concealer only. So this brush, I use it for my concealer. It actually gets really well in this area. So I use it every day after I put my concealer. I blend it out in powder motions, and this actually blends it really well. And last but not least, this is my setting spray that I use. Is actually pretty good. I also use it as a moisturizer when my face needs a little refresher. It's actually the Mario Badescu Rose Water. So it's a facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. So again, I use this as a setting spray after my makeup, spritz it to make sure everything gets doesn't look cakey. I also use it as a a refresher for my skin, and also maybe sometimes at night after I apply moisturizer, I apply it as well. So this is it, guys. These are all my favorites for 2015. Let me know if you have any suggestion, or let me know your favorite products, so maybe I'll give it a try as well, and I might find a product that I might become my favorite for this upcoming year. Please give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.